Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another video. And today we're looking at the Intelligent Systems Nitro Capture. That's what the IS stands for. There's Intelligent Systems down the bottom. So this one I picked up a while back. It cost me about $300-ish. It's now sold for about $200. That's fine. I make a loss on just about everything I sell. I'm not in it for the profit, as they say. So we've seen this taken apart, so let's just look at what it can actually do. So, alright, so it's got a DS attached, that's pretty obvious. We've also got a USB cable that comes out of it for capturing. So using that, the USB thing and the drivers, everything's in Japanese, but that's fine. What you can do is take screenshots in bitmap format, BMP, and that gives you a very clear thing to put in a magazine, a good screenshot to put in a magazine. That's what you want it for. It also can capture video, although I've noticed that I don't know if it's a limitation on my computer, which is technically a virtual machine, but it seems to stutter a bit. So yeah. Then again, it could be the Mac I'm using for playback as well. So anyway, let's fire this up. So to turn it on, it's pretty simple. You open the DS. You don't have to open the DS. But there's a switch on the back. Flick it. And there you go. Whoa. Let's switch over to manual focus. Now, at the moment, you can actually configure this little device to show... It's got two AV outs. So you can have the two separate screens outputting to two separate screens. Much like a DS, sort of. I mean, I guess technically they are two separate screens. Or what you can do is you can just output to one. I mean, for example, if you're playing a Game Boy game, you're only using the top screen anyway, so that's fine. But as you can see here, we're using well, it's a big, nice-looking clock. Is it really the best clock they could come up with? Anyway, doesn't matter. Where am I going with this? You can also display it, that's right, there's a bunch of dip switches on the back. The dip switches can set a whole bunch of things. One of them being which AV out, so you've got AV out 1, AV out 2. AV out 1 can display the top screen or the bottom screen, and vice versa. Or you can display both screens on the single screen. Now it looks terrible for some reason, the quality just drops off exponentially. It's terrible. That's okay, because who's going to use it in that mode anyway? It's a bit silly because you've got the two screens stacked on top of each other. Doesn't do them in that sort of mode. Mind you, we are running over component. So, composite, sorry, we're running over composite. Don't know if this can do component, but maybe it can. Anyway, so as you can see, it's much like a DS. So the internals of this I've covered or will cover in a future video. So stay tuned for that one. We've got a game. Our game is R4 3DS, which it's a funny sounding game. So I think if we use the power on the side here, it just reboots it. Oh, Miami Nights by Ubisoft. Sure. So I actually found that the Easy Flash Advance doesn't work, but R4 3DS does. So take that with a grain of salt. So we want to play something. Let's go with what's a game I'm half good at? None of these. What about so many on here. Go with Harvest Moon. It's always a good one. So you get audio out through the television and through the 3DS, or sorry, DS Lite. But as you can see, that's working. So you don't have the top screen, but silence! The adults are talking. So there's no bottom screen, but if I plug it into the other AV port, I'll be able to see all the little whatever the hell's going on down there. All that. Isn't that fantastic? So that's pretty much what the that side of things does. So the DS itself is a bit different on the inside to a retail DS, given that it has no actual cartridge slot at the top or bottom. It's just got wires coming out of the board, running this big ass cable into here. And it does do Game Boy Advance games as well, which is something fun. But let's just have a quick look at the back panel, just so you can get an idea of what we've got here. So we've got power, okay, fair enough. AV out 1, AV out 2, there's the dip switches. USB, wireless, which is an Ethernet port. Don't quite understand how that works. And that's pretty much it. It's not too exciting, really. But that's it. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed and learnt a little bit of something. So there's also other devices. There's also the IS Nitro capture emulator. I think there's another one, third one. The emulator you can't do much with as far as retail games are concerned, from what I understand. So this is actually quite a good unit. It actually does something. You can actually do something with it straight away. And then you can hook in with your USB and play with the software, take screenshots or not. You know, it's up to you. Anyway, this is McRetro signing out.